Pathoftitans. A life story. Written and produced by Motor Cruiser. The sun was just beginning to rise over the lush green forest. Another beautiful day in the prehistoric world, and for one flying dinosaur named Arlo, it was just like any other day. He woke up early, stretched his wings, and took off into the sky, its large wings beating rhythmically, ready for a day of flying and hunting for his next meal. Arlo was a Thalassodromeus, a genus of pterosaur that lived during the early Cretaceous period, about 100 million years ago. Thalassodromeus had one of the largest known skulls among pterosaurs, around 1.42 m long, with one of the proportionally largest cranial crests of any vertebrate. Arlo was a creature with no family or flock to fly with. As he soared through the sky, he spotted an iguanodon grazing below. He swooped down to land on the slow-moving creature, but in his excitement, he accidentally collided with the dinosaur, and hurting it with his sharp claws. Arlo quickly landed and rushed to the injured dinosaur's side. Feeling guilty for causing the accident, Arlo plucked some white flowers from nearby bushes and laid them at the iguanodon feet. He chirped apologetically, hoping he would forgive him. To his relief, the iguanodon seemed to understand and gave a shout-out in response. He thanked him for his kindness, and it seemed like they laughed about it. Then the iguanodon made Arlo the offering to stay in a group with him, but Arlo declined. He was grateful for the brief connection they had shared. But he had to go. He had to move on. As he soared through the air, scanning the ground below for any signs of food, Arlo spotted a pair of large, carnivorous dinosaurs. He had seen their kind before, but always from a safe distance. This time, however, curiosity got the better of him, and he swooped down for a closer look. As the sun began to set, Arlo realized, with a pang of sadness, that he had no one to share the night with. The thought of spending another night alone in the darkness made his heart ache. Without thinking, Arlo landed near the pair of dinosaurs. The male dinosaur turned towards him, his eyes narrowing in suspicion. But Arlo was not afraid. He had never been afraid of anything in his life. Arlo understood. He was being invited to spend the night with the pair. Without hesitation, they settled down. As the night went on, Arlo watched in amazement as the two dinosaurs slept peacefully together. For the first time in a long time, he felt a sense of belonging. Even though he was different, the male and female dinosaurs had accepted him to stay with their pack. As the sun began to rise once again, Arlo knew it was time for him to leave. As Arlo flew away, he couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness. He was so used to being on his own, but for a moment, he had felt a connection with another being. He wondered what it would be like to have a family, to fly with others like him. But Arlo didn't have much time to think about it. He was hungry. Arlo saw a little dinosaur chasing something, and he knew this was his opportunity. Maybe the little dinosaur would share with him, or he would have to fight with him for the prey. But one thing was clear to Arlo: he had to eat. At first it looked like the little dinosaur was ready for a fight. But then he ran away. After the little dinosaur ran away, it seemed as if Arlo was amused. He made sure everything was safe and started to eat. Unfortunately, the little dinosaur didn't leave much left, and so Arlo set out to find something edible. Luckily, Arlo quickly found a tree stump where an animal was hiding. Arlo chased it out. And after a short chase, he was able to enjoy his meal. Suddenly, a Tyrannosaurus Rex appeared out of nowhere. Arlo was scared and wanted to let the T-Rex take the prey. But he realized that the T-Rex had no interest in him. And so Arlo could continue his meal. It wasn't much, and Arlo would have to set off again soon to find food. Flying close to the coast, Arlo spotted prey making its way into a hole in the ground. It was a small lizard, but better than nothing, and Arlo was very hungry. After Arlo ate the lizard, he made his way to the water to get something to drink. Arlo found a safe place on a small island in the middle of the water and watched the dinosaurs that visited the water. There was a couple of dinosaurs there that reminded him of the couple he had met earlier. And again he asked himself what it would be like to have someone by his side. Family, to spend time and all these beautiful moments with someone. As the afternoon came, Arlo set off again and saw a Leadsichthys, but wasn't sure what it was. Arlo watched him doing some tricks. And got curious and approached the shore. But before he knew it, the Leadsichthys attacked with a leap from the water. Now Arlo knew this fish is no friend. After recovering from the shock, Arlo attacked. But in his eagerness, Arlo overestimated his abilities and ended up in the water. This could have meant the end for Arlo, but he was lucky and was able to escape to the safe shore. He tried to lure the monster out of the water to attack it. which was briefly successful. But then the monster retreated back into the water. Arlo realized there was no point in continuing. It would only cost him strength and energy. So he moved on to look for a place to camp for the night. And he found a place on a mountain to sleep. In the early hours of the morning, Arlo set out to find something to eat. He found a Daspletosaurus who had no desire for a confrontation. It seemed as if Arlo was making fun of it. But the unbearable hunger quickly made itself felt again. Arlo saw a T-Rex in a crater happy with his prey, and Arlo's hunger became so great that he would take the risk and try to steal some of the prey from the T-Rex. All he could think about was eating something, and so he threw all cautions away and made his way to the crater and the T-Rex. Little did he know that something was already waiting for him. But his hunger was greater warning than any caution. Lost in his thoughts, Arlo didn't notice the pack of raptors approaching until it was too late. They were known for their ferocity and pack mentality, and they saw Arlo was now an easy target. Arlo tried to fight and fly away, but he was outnumbered and soon overwhelmed by the raptors. He fought bravely, using his sharp beak and powerful wings, but it was no match for the pack. As he took his last breaths, Arlo thought of the pair of carnivorous dinosaurs and how they had shown him kindness, even though they were strangers. He thought of the iguanodon, and he hoped that he would remember him and the flowers he had given him as a symbol of his apology. And as his lifeless body fell to the ground, the raptors continued their vicious attack, unaware of the brief but meaningful connection that had been made between dinosaurs of different kind on those fateful days. In A Life Story, written and produced by Motor Cruiser.